So any and all info you need about packs are going to be in your back office, right? So definitely empower the team to go take a look, find the information, check out the emails, and just know that these product packs that Jen's going to go over and everything you see, it's while supplies last. And we already ran out of the new vanilla shake flavor on the equivalent shake.
Yep.
Or sorry, what's it called? Ultra lean shake, right? So we do know that things can and will sell out. So just put that in mind when you're thinking about when you're buying and when you're sharing. And these are promo prices to get started. So no, they're not going to go in your ADO yet. Those are all things that will come eventually. Right now, it's get your products to start building your business with rather than just consumption, right? Purchase product amounts that you know you're going to use in your business. Are you going to be sampling them out? Are you going to meet with people that are looking to do this business and have a taste or two there to talk business? Or are you going to buy a bunch of products so that you can sell it to people because maybe they can't buy 1 or 2 bottles? The choice is yours as a business owner, but we can talk a little bit about what we foresee the benefits of using products for where we're going in this moment in time that we have right now.
I love it. And have you ever been to a conference where you didn't buy as much as you maybe thought?
Yeah. And you know what? I've also bought too much.
Yeah.
I also was that person that bought the biggest pack because I was going to fund my business. And then I went home and I didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel comfortable to sample, or I just didn't want to sample because my business wasn't working off of sampling. I found that I over purchased. So please don't spend money you don't have to build something that's not going to build if you're not going to be effective with what you purchase.
Right.
No leader here wants you to buy big packs so that we can all rank up.
Right.
No one wants that, because that's going to mean you leaving here with a bad taste in your mouth without making any money and having a closet full of crap.
Yep.
So we really want to talk about how you can use this product in your business the way that you will be effective with it, knowing who you are, knowing where you're at in your business, knowing where you want to go, and knowing how you build.
Yeah, totally. And I will say I've done the opposite where I'm like, I'll just get it when I get home. Like, I just can't deal with
I've
that
done that
right
before
now.
And it's been sold out.
Yeah. And then it's sold out.
And then you're begging your team to, can I buy it from you?
Yeah. Or it's on back order. Yeah. Because they run out really quickly. So anyway, I think I'm going to fire Doris and Cheryl.
I'll do it.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm not seeing the pop-up let somebody in, but yet the participants are increasing. So I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Okay, I've been letting them in. You're good.
She can't focus on 2 things at once.
I'll let B do that.
I'll handle it.
All right. So let's go over the details of the where'd that go? Okay, of the products. We're not going to go, like B said, we're not going to go through all the packs. Okay. Please check your emails. They will give you a detailed recap of everything. I'll let you do that. They'll give you a detailed recap of everything. They'll go over like all the little tiny nuances and all of them. There's literally no way that we can cover everything in this quick 30-minute recap. No way. It was such an amazing conference, and we'll go over our favorite parts in just a minute, but let's seriously talk about, I'm going to pull up, oh, whoops, I just added it to my cart. Sweet. I just bought the ultimate bag. Okay. So we are going to talk about what was just launched. Reform. So Reform is our collagen peptide, head to toe anti-aging.
That's the one I've been using and sharing my before and after photos. I've had a lot of people ask, which one were you using? I was using that one. I was dropping that bad boy directly in my mouth. I knew what 15 ml felt like because I'd measured it once before, and I just it's by my coffee machine, and I click, pour, set it down, and then I would do it again at night before bed.
Perfect. Oh, so you did double dose.
Yeah,
I love it. So they're calling this a full matrix collagen. And this is what I do when I go to conference. I make lots of notes and then I go highlight. Like the main, most important things. But when you get the details in the email, you'll find out where it's sourced from. Go back and look at the slides. We're not going to go through all of that, but just know that this has a full anti-aging, hyaluronic acid, all that good stuff in it, right? And then the Rebuild one is going to help you reach your fitness potential for mobility, right? That creaking, that aching, all that stuff, athletic performance, So these are our 2 collagens that were launched.
And the tip on that one is it's best to take it at night. So my plan, after speaking with Kimball a couple months back about if you really want both, right? So many people are like, what if you want both? Then use both. Take the anti-aging one in the day, take the rebuild at night, because that's the best time when your body is getting rest and recovering and healing to really support that muscle retention and growth that the formulation's expected to do.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you guys actually just some quick tips. Write them down really fast. These are some talking points that you can use in your posts when you're talking to people. And I just love these. They come straight from Anne. It's probably not something you'll get in your email. So I think it's important you guys just have some talking tips. It's liquid, duh. Molecule size matters. You can go wherever direction you want to go with that.
We know where Jen's going with that.
Medical grade, blushing. Support ingredients. So we have supportive ingredients to help the absorption, to help really aid in the benefits that you're looking for. Multiple sources of collagen and multiple types of collagen. So the sources is that chicken, bovine, and whatever all that stuff. Okay. The types are different types of collagen that do different things. Okay. So you'll see a slide going around. We'll post them in Crew where it shows what types are in the rebuild and what types are in the reform. Okay. All right, let's go on to our ultra lean vanilla milkshake. I love the coconut chocolate coconut. Yeah,
it's gone.
And now it's sold out.
It does taste really good. So if you're a vanilla person, you will like this. It's very nice. My son really enjoyed the flavor when he tested it as well. Hopefully it'll be back soon enough.
Yeah. My 14-year-old does the chocolate coconut every morning. So we're super excited about this one. Now, Q-Fuse Innovate was a surprise to really us.
Everybody. That was the big surprise. They didn't want any one of us to know.
This was the big surprise. So this is a full spectrum powered by INYSYNQ. And this is crazy. It has 22 milligrams of THCV, which is not any kind of psychotropic effect. It doesn't affect you, anything like that. It's not your typical THC that they test for. But I had, who knows where I have it? I don't know.
And it gives you energy. Right? Energy and focus. So this is going to be for that person that maybe doesn't want to calm down and chill, but they want to be able to just kind of give you a little more focus and keep you on track.
Yep.
Not energy like taking a sport or anything like that. Right. But
so I have written down that it's a lemon hibiscus flavor. That sounds so delicious. I haven't
tasted mine yet. Mine's in my room.
And the THCV, this is what the THCV does. Calm, focus, control. Like, that explains everything that I know my boys need.
Yeah.
We all need that. So that was our big surprise, is the Q-Fuse Innovate, which is really exciting. Of course, we all heard about terpenes. Those are coming later, I believe in October. So right now our focus is really what you see in these packs. And then this amazing tool that Miss Sarah Spencer put together for all of us is Charlie's Jars. And if you guys know her jar system and giving, saving, and all of that stuff, it's pretty phenomenal. And I personally would use this as a recruiting tool to just really showcase the financial freedom movement.
In my opinion, this is FFM for kids.
Yep.
Right? This is teaching habits and behaviors around money. So this isn't ever going to be found anywhere else. Q isn't making money off this book. This is strictly a tool for us to use and have. So it's only available in your back office. Q's not making money. It's just covering the cost of making the book. So
yeah,
super fun.
And then we have something coming February 3rd. I think it's Ignite. Is it Ignite? Maybe someone put in the comments.
It's Ignite.
I think it's Ignite. Yeah. February 3rd, our next conference. Now is the time to get your focus on that. How many people, first of all, you need to be there. That's the first thing. But then how many people do you want to bring with you? If you were at this conference, what did they say? 10 times the amount of people you want there?
Yeah. I mean, just here's the thing. You guys have all heard me say this a million times. And I went to everyone today and said, do you get it? And they're like, yes.
Yeah.
You just don't get it the way you get it when you're here. And it's for those of you that have been to your first event now, you get it. It's not about the training. It's not about the products being released. Sure, those are all amazing, but it's understanding who we are, where we're going, and what we are creating together, and knowing that you're a part of something that matters. And for every one of the people that come with you next time, what that thing is will be different. you know, Caitlin, I can see her right now with her husband, Greg. He came to support her. He came and I think got an entirely different look at what Q is. Yes, it's the culture, but I think for him, he also was like, wow, this really is a legit business. There really is great people behind this project. And so that's the power of getting your people to events. And I have to tell you personally, I think I've been a little too understanding in my business. I never want to force
with people not coming
in all ways, shapes, or form.
Yeah.
I'm not really open right now, and I just kind of let them be. Well,
yeah.
Here's the thing, you guys. In the years of being here with Q and being at every single conference, Jake and Mark have always talked about where we're going, what the intentions are and the plans for future growth, where they're situating us, what the forecasts are, you know, proving to us that they are on a mission, and then gaining our trust by every little thing that they then do. They always under promise and over deliver, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're honest about their, you know, struggles, their mess ups, just the reality of business. But they've always just talked about, look, the train's coming and you can't see it, you can't hear it, but you're starting to feel the tracks kind of rumble. And every conference, the tracks are rumbling a little louder. The rooms are getting bigger. New groups are coming in. Massive rank ups are happening. And I am sitting there going, holy crap, it's still happening these many years later.
Yeah.
Still.
I feel like it's just starting.
And this is what Jake said. And he has never said this before. He's always said, you're in a great space. The time is now. Take advantage. Don't squander this moment in time. But he has never said what he said the other day, which is this moment now is going to be gone. It will never be here again. We are at a place of multiplication and growth that is what you dream about in a company.
Yep.
And if we want to be able to say, I was in that beginning, now is the time to be able to say that. Some of you might be totally afraid by that, and it's not your time. It's not making sense, and that's all fine. It's okay to fit this business into the nooks and crannies of your day. But if you were even 1% intrigued with what you've seen, 1% of feeling, gosh, I wish I could. What if I could? This is your time now to grab your leader to take you there with them, to not do it alone, to carve out extra time versus just fit it in the nooks and crannies, to make the small sacrifices now so that you will have that story of, I got in at the right time.
Yeah.
I was able to take an opportunity and run with it because I was blessed to be in a moment in time that I was able to take advantage of, an opportunity that will never come back again here in Q.
Yeah.
There will still be great opportunities for people to grow, but that's not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about the fact that you are here now, that you are a part of this now, that you have the opportunity to be like the stories you are seeing and hearing because you are in that space. You have that has fallen in your lap. So the good news is that you don't have to know how, you just have to want to. What you have to do is grab the hand of your leaders, be seen, be heard, speak out, because we want to help those that want our help.
Yep.
We know where we're going. We know how to get you where you want to be. We just need you to tell us that so that we can help you. And then we need you to put your money where your mouth is. We need you to be willing to do what it takes.
Yep.
We will be honest and real about what it takes. We will always hear where you're at. We will push you just a little bit more while respecting yourself and your guidelines. We want you to have what you want. And we know we can get you there. We know the way to go. We know how it works. We've done it. We've seen it. We are being mentored by others. If there's someone else you want to work with that isn't one of your direct leaders, grab them. they will work with you.
Yep.
No leader will ever say, no, you can't join Q crew and you're not allowed on our calls. If you jam with this crew, come on in.
Right.
I've been welcomed by other leaders that way. I'm in multiple other team pages to help be a better, more effective leader for you guys. And sometimes we grab and steal and morph those ideas from other teams to give to you. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to be afraid. Do something that sucks.
Embrace the suck.
And learn it, right? And make it happen for you. You are completely in control of what will happen for you at the next conference all along the way. So just know you have this time. We have all of the events lined up for you starting tonight and all the weeks ahead. But don't just think you know the system and roll in, right? If you know the system and you're rolling with it and it's working, go and grab someone and take them with you, right? But don't think you're supposed to know it all, even if you've been here for 3 years, right? Let's be effective with our time. Let's make this happen. I want to see you guys get your ass in a seat in February for sure. I already am having FOMO about flying home tonight. I want you guys to be there. I want you guys to have teams to be there. And the way that you're going to do that is by getting your people in front of someone else. Get yourself in front of others and teach them that they need to talk to someone else that is doing big things, that is helping you get your goals, and that can help them as well. Sorry, I could just talk for hours.
She's on fire. So real quick, before I share my thoughts, Katie, I know is en route and she wants to share some thoughts with you guys. Katie killed it. So what you're going to learn in this business is we all have different seasons. Some conferences B is getting accolades. Some conferences Hannah is, some I am, like some, whatever. This was Katie's conference.
Katie's conference.
And
I want everyone to unmute right now. And on the count of 3, I want to blow her eardrums out with your earphones right now. Katie, Katie's conference. She's so deserving, you guys. I told her last night she couldn't even walk the halls without getting stopped. Ben's already irritated, like, okay, I'm Katie's husband, like, that's it. And I told her it's because she touches people. She cares about people. And that's exactly why she's having success, you guys. She knows how to get you where you want to go, but she also believes in you before you'll ever believe in yourself. And that's what it takes, you guys. We all want that. We all need that.
All right, let's let Katie talk.
Sorry, I just can talk forever.
Okay, Miss Katie, I know she's in a hurry getting to the airport. Okay,
sorry, am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
I won't, hold on one second. Ben's getting me coffee. I do not want coffee, just food. Holy cow.
Good morning.
This convention was unreal. I know some of you guys, I was looking at who's on here to know who I was talking to. Some of you guys were not live at the event. Some of you guys were virtually, some of you were live, some of you were virtual. And I can just say one of 2 things: get to the event. That's all I can say, because I will never forget the first event that I went to and what I felt. Like, you cannot even explain, you cannot replicate it. Ask anyone who was here this weekend, who they spoke to, how it felt to be in the room, the emotions. I'm pretty sure my tear ducts are dry, even though I'm still crying, because of the energy, the connections. I mean, all the pieces, and I'm sure you guys have spoken about that. But it's crazy to see even how the progression of the events have gone. Ben and I sat at the very back our first events, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. And every event we've just tried to get closer and closer to the front. And holy cow, to now have a reserved name tag with our name on it, and to be in the second row, front of the stage, it's only come with hard work and belief that we could actually do it. And so the only thing I really want to share with you guys is anything's possible. And there was a quote that came up in my memories on Facebook today, and I do not believe it's by accident. It's kind of crazy that I posted this on September 5th, 2011. And I probably am going to shut off my video by going to find it. But I want to read this to you guys, because this to me sums up this business. This sums up anything and everything that you could ever want to achieve in your lifetime. And this is what the quote says: whenever you start, give it your best. The opportunities are there to be anything you want them to be, but wanting to be someone isn't enough. Dreaming about it isn't enough. Thinking about it isn't enough. You have to go study for it, work for it, fight for it with all your heart and soul, because nobody is going to hand it to you. And that was by Colin Powell. And I'm not even kidding you. That was like the first thing I woke up to reading this morning, as like, it's like the first thing on Facebook. And I'm like, that is insane. Because a year ago, actually, what are we in? So middle of last year, just had Colton, the kind of like the mid-range of the pandemic. I just remember going, I need to buckle down and learn the skills of this business. I need to buckle down and learn how this business even works. This industry is new. I didn't come from network marketing where other people have. And guys, to be where we are and to have what we have created, it's literally come from just becoming a student to become a master applier of the knowledge, to just like dig in and put in the hard work, to actually work internally on who you are as a person, so you can actually believe that you're even worthy to receive all that's in front of us. And I know some of the timing factors that we were talking about may seem like, oh man, I don't want this to, fall through my fingertips. It won't, if you choose to just grab a hold of what you can today and run with it. And it's all starting with small things. And so yeah, I want to post that quote on the team page so you guys can actually have it. But to me, that's the sum of how you make this business work and how you can come and have your event. And honestly, I just feel so humbled. I feel so loved. I feel so encouraged. And I honestly can't wait to see you guys at the next event. So yeah, that's all I have to say. But we are en route back to Boise, and Ben's like, please stop talking. But no, truly, and truly, Ben feels very, very grateful to have met and spent so much time with so many of you guys this weekend. And for you guys to even get to know him better, it's meant so much. So I'll pass it back to the ladies. But that's all I really had to say.
Congrats, girl. And you guys, it's so fun to celebrate other people's wins. Like, that's one of the most beautiful parts about this business, is when you see, like, Katie and I talk about it all the time, is when I first heard her and Ben give their testimony from the stage in Florida, I cornered her at that conference and just told her, the world is going to hear your story, and you can see it, you manifest it out there, and just to see that progression, we all like, it's like we all become mother hens. Like, that's my girl up there, and it just is so
And there's
cool.
no denying that Katie has, talent. Like, she's a smart girl. She's a business owner. But like she said, she has studied for this.
Yes.
She has been a master student that has not only been coachable, she has been a master at applying the things that she has
consistency
learned. Because the window of time where she made that, like, I'm going to buckle down and learn this, and, had one-on-one coaching with Jake and really just mastered little things. Like she said, it's just little things.
Yeah.
That's that thing that a lot of people, like her quote said, get excited and you think about it, you dream about it, but you've got to do it.
Yeah.
And she's just been amazing at that. So,
okay. So I'm going to close this up. I have like two things, well, maybe three things really quick. I'm going to make it fast. One is a story that Jake shared. I'm not going to share it as well, but he told a story, or maybe it was Mark that told it. Mark told the story where this kid was in school and he wrote a paper about how he dreamt of having, 200 acres and this, head of cattle, and he was going to be a rancher, and it was a big dream. And he's put a lot of time, a lot of heart into this essay, and he put a lot of detail into his dream, how many cattle he wanted, what the acreage was going to be like, what his life was going to be like. He was going to be a full-time rancher. He turned this essay in, and a teacher came back and there was a big old F on it. And he went home and he was like, the teacher said, that's not realistic. Go home, write another essay, and give me a realistic essay, a realistic dream. And he went home and he talked to his dad, and I don't remember what the conversation was, but
his dad said, you basically what do I do? And his dad said, I don't know what to tell you, but what I can tell you is whatever you do choose today will have a huge impact on your future.
Yeah. Yeah. So he turned that paper back in and he said, you can keep the F and I will keep the dream. And I share that with you guys because B and I have been here since the beginning. And there are plenty of people that walk across that stage that outrank us. And it could be so easy to sit in a conference and think negatively. Okay. So my first tip for you is, who are you sitting next to at conference? Who are you sitting next to in your text threads? Who are you sitting next to in Facebook? If someone is posting stuff that is negative, if someone is saying stuff that is negative, block it, remove yourself from it, because this is your dream and you do not have time to absorb anybody that is putting an F on your dream. Anybody. So that's my first thing. F it.
F it.
F it. So the other thing that I want to share with you guys is our men. Jake has always...
I'm not sharing my man.
No, I'm not going to share my man. Good Lord. I am not sharing my man. I'm looking over him. Jake has had this dream of lifting up the men in our company. We just didn't have the right men necessarily and all the pieces together. We've had men come in and they've left. But now they get it. It's clicking. The men had their own meeting. And I will say a personal reflection, and I shared this with some of my team this morning. Personal reflection is, I look over at this man over here that's been with me from day one, right? And the growth that he has had and the value that Jake and Mark pour into him is priceless. It's absolutely priceless. So at every conference, you may not necessarily be on stage. You may not necessarily have rank advance. Maybe you have slipped back. We all have different stories. But the ultimate goal here is that you have grown in some capacity in some area at each conference. And I look at that and I see my Mr. Introvert, now social butterfly, now has his thing with all these guys constantly taking selfies, right? And I think, wow, those pieces had to be in place. Purging had to happen with different things for us to be prepared for those bigger things so that we could handle the pressure of that, because it may have crushed us before. So I want you to see that bigger picture. Never feel like the train is leaving without you, because I promise you there are people that aren't even with you yet, that you have not met, that will come in and blow Brittany Hitch out of the water, like they haven't even joined yet. It will happen. So don't think for a minute that you've somehow missed the train or anything like that. This is yours for the taking, and you just need to get on it. I'm going to leave you with this. Jake said, what you need to remember is, I will build it with you, but I will not build it for you. So.
And also, please send a message. She's not on here right now, to Kristen Penfound.
Yes.
What an amazing celebration for her, you guys. Please message her.
Tell them what she
It means the world. Oh, right.
Know.
So for those of you who don't know, Kristen's been with the company for, I think, three and a half-ish years. And it's been a roller coaster, but the journey of actual personal development, she does not give herself credit for not just the successes she's had, but the growth that she's had.
Oh my gosh.
She's becoming this person and creating this business. And it's been a lot of highs and lows for her, a lot of highs and lows, and a lot of great growth she's going through. And she was awarded with the #1 preferred customer enrollment since the beginning of time.
It's crazy.
So there's now a new recognition piece. She's like the first name on a plaque that's going to be held at Q Sciences
in the corporate office.
Her name is ingrained in stone. And she turned to Jake and said, well, now I'm never quitting. So just, if you could personally message Kristen Penfound, I know that she would appreciate it, and it is definitely well deserved. Her story is incredible.
Absolutely.
So, have a great night, you guys.
Real quick, tonight.
Yep.
Katie and Ben are presenting a QIQ tonight. And yes, Nikki Black got #1 in customer volume in the company. Amazing job. So Nikki, Katie and Ben are doing a QIQ for us tonight. So this is the time. We have so much energy. Call your people, get people in front of Katie and Ben. They are going to be on fire. She's obviously at the top of her game right now. You need to get people in front of them. We also have a blitz plan for you. We have power hours every day at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. We have QIQs and evening power hours. So look for that schedule, plug your people in where they can fit in, and take advantage of it, okay? All right, you guys. And Katie, thank you so much for all your work on that too. Okay, love you guys. And again, share with everybody what you loved best about it. And we will see you on tonight's QIQ. Have a great night, day, morning.
Day, night. Bye-bye.